Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Matty.
And I'm Lewis.
This is the Wigan Way, Wigan's favourite rugby league podcast.
He'll put you in his trap 'cause he's a union man. He's got it all figured out. He won't care what you think 'cause he's a northern man. He's allowed to speak his mind. His
The Wigan Way podcast is brought to you by Cherry and White Pins, a local Wigan Warriors themed pin badge company with a variety of Wigan ranges. You can get free shipping on all orders when you use the code The Wigan Way, that's The Wigan Way, all in capitals, at checkout. Thanks to them for supporting the show.
So, thank you for joining us again this week on the Wigan Way. A good result, a good game to talk about, and a good week of rugby that we've got to review this weekend. Before I get into it, Lewis isn't here this week. He's on his holidays.
Surprise.
Yeah, there's another one. But Matty, you're back from yours.
I am, yes.
Wow, we managed to fit a weekend in to record this because you're away again next week.
Yeah, I had to come back for the Warrington game though, didn't I? I had to come back from my holiday and then go back away when that was finished.
Yep. So, but you are back for Hull KR next week.
I'm back for Hull KR as well, of course. Yeah, always coming back on Friday night just to make sure don't miss any games.
Yeah, love it. Let's go into this game. Good win.
Yep.
24 points to 18 against Warrington. It is always a tough game for us at Warrington. They pick themselves up.
Well, as Paul Cullen famously said, it is Wigan week after all.
Wigan week after all.
And they have to turn up for Wigan week. They talk about it all week, don't they?
They highlight
they
it.
They target this, the pie smash.
What was it that he said?
No pies, only tries. I'm thinking of some of the campaigns they've run where they've inevitably been beaten by us.
I just love it because that is actually the mentality. Paul Cullen said it. They get the fixtures and the first one they look for is Wigan. And you highlight it and you have to win that week. Actually, annoyingly, there's quite a few teams that look at Wigan.
Well, I think that's just true in general of the previous champions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that whenever Leeds went through their run of winning 4 out of 5, was it for Leeds? And when Saints won 4 out of 4 and we've won back to back, that target goes on your back. It just does.
Yeah, but what I was trying to get with there is actually there's a few clubs in Super League.
Who would class Wigan as their biggest?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And obviously it's Wigan Saints.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Borough.
Then there's Lee. Well. Then there's Warrington.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a thing with Leeds.
Yeah, I think Leeds fans would probably say they'd want to beat Castleford more than anybody. But certainly...
It's not a rivalry, though. Let's be honest, it's not a rivalry.
No. Well, it is from Cass fans, one side. I think Leeds just miss Bradford being in the league, because like we would miss St Helens, or, you know, it's like Hull would miss Hull KR, or vice versa.
Yeah.
If one of your teams drops out of the league, then there is no natural sparring partner for Leeds at the moment.
No, not at all. So let's get into this game. 24 points to 18.
Yeah.
We won. Warrington were winning 8 points to 6 at half time through a penalty that Matt Snead converted.
Yeah.
Wigan scored 5 tries to Warrington's 3. Snead kicking 3 from 4. You know, so they missed one of the conversions.
Yeah.
And Harry Smith kicking 2 from 5. Now the 3 he missed, all from the touchline.
Yeah, the ones he missed and the ones Snead missed actually were all from the touchline.
I'd have liked him to kick 1.
Yeah, you should. Snead got 1 out of 2, didn't he, from the touchline?
I understand the talk of Smith, and Kieran's a better kicker.
Well, Kieran is our normal goal kicker, isn't he? But he's not kicking.
To expect someone to kick 3 from 3 from there,
no,
is unrealistic.
But you also expected him to get at least 1 of those 3.
Yeah.
Difficult kicks though. We kept scoring so far out wide.
Definitely. And should we get into them tries? Now, obviously, Warrington opened the scoring. It was one of the Thewlis brothers who scored.
They did. Josh
Thewlis. From a Wigan attacking position.
Yeah.
Wigan attack O'Neill, Ellis, Smith to field. And if I'm being really hypercritical of Field. I think he just takes it one step too close to the line.
Yeah, well, I've said before, I've now the biggest momentum shift in rugby league is a red card, and the second biggest is a 100-metre intercept, and I'm still not entirely decided on whether there should be one or two. I think the intercept might be actually worth more. Just because it's a 12-point swing, or at least a 10-point swing with this goal being kicked. Yeah, it's a try one way or the other. Once you see Field have the ball, we're going to score or they're going to score.
Because it's 3-on-2 and Field gets outside of the centre.
It's basically 3-on-1.
Yeah, he gets outside of the centre, Gardner, and he's running inside of Thewlis. And Thewlis just bites on Wardle rather than Field.
Yeah.
And just creates that...
It's a split-second decision. Yeah. 5 times that might work. You know, might spot it a couple of times. So you might say that's a 3 out of 10 play from Thewlis and it's come up for him. That, for me... I think Lewis said it brilliantly at the game. He said, these things happen in rugby. Interceptions like that, when you're trying to score a try, it happens.
Yeah.
You've got to think, they've not broken us down. Our defence is stood strong. They've got one over on us there, but we were trying to score a try. We almost scored a try by doing it. These things are going to happen. You can't be saying, oh, he shouldn't have passed the ball.
Yeah, that's just hindsight.
Because he passes the ball and Thewlis jams in on him and it's a try for Wardle. Easy try for Wardle or Marshall.
And everyone says, brilliant.
Well, everyone says, wow, what brilliant hands. So it's just a gamble from Thewlis. He's gambled that he's going to pass the ball. We've seen our players do that before. And it not come up. We've seen him do it before and it has come up. And, it worked for Thewlis on this occasion and he just had enough, he had enough pace to score.
To beat Heckersley. Heckersley put a great effort in getting across.
Yeah, but obviously he had to run further because he was
a lot further.
Running the hypotenuse for all of... my GCSE maths class, if any of them are listening, which they're not. He ran the hypotenuse.
Could you work out the length of that?
Yeah, probably I could if I was interested in doing that. But he had to run the hypotenuse, which is, as we all know, the longest side of any triangle, right-angle triangle. So that's why he had to run further to try and catch him, and couldn't quite get there. But the initial burst of speed from Eckersley, like he put the afterburners on, when it's like he just kicked into gear.
Oh yeah, big time. He's quick.
He's really quick.
Yeah. Before we move on to this try, I want to talk about it because there was a moment before this where we attacked the same way and we threw the ball into touch. We sort of have the same opinion on this. We're actually making a mistake trying to score in the last 10, 15 metres. Well, let's say the last 20. We're not too worried about it. If you're trying to hit a cut-out ball and it goes in touch, or you knock on going through the hands, or knock on in a tackle trying to break through.
Yeah.
It's not really something we're worried about because you're putting that points on.
Yeah, if you're going to tell me the completion rate after half an hour, I'm not interested. After a full game, maybe that sort of works itself out. But I remember I was watching the Vegas game actually last night because I wanted to see some free-flowing Bevan French rugby.
Really, were you missing it?
Yeah, and I just, I had a feeling it might be back soon, and so I thought, I'll watch that Vegas game because that was just him at his absolute best. And while it was still 0-0, it flashed up that, the teams between them, Warrington had failed to complete one set and we'd failed to complete two, and I thought, and it was early doors this, I thought, yeah, but all 3 of those mistakes were trying to score a try. So it's a false narrative, really.
Yeah.
But you're completing at 80%, but actually the 2 you've thrown one in touch maybe where you had an overlap, or you've thrown an intercept when you think you might be scoring, or you've kicked it and it ball's bounced up and you've knocked on or something like that. So if you make an error in the act of trying to score a try, yes, it's frustrating, but I can live with it. Obviously, the ones that kill you are
coming out of
yardage errors and early in the tackle kind.
So it's almost a different category of mistake, isn't it?
If you make a mistake on the 4th or 5th tackle, it's annoying. But if you make a mistake on the 1st or 2nd tackle, it's criminal because
it's a killer.
You've just defended 6 tackles yourself, and you're now having to front up it all over again.
Yeah. So that was 6 points to 0. Obviously, Sneed converts.
Yeah.
It was Wigan to then get the next score. Brad O'Neill.
Yeah, the Brad barge over.
We set up just left of the post, attacking 5 yards out. Probably just less than 5 yards out, I'd say. And Brad O'Neill hits a crash over. he sees Ben Curry isolated. If you actually look, Stefan Ratchford, who's playing fullback, he's not played that position for a long time.
No.
And
Matt Duffy,
he goes the wrong way.
Matt Duffy left out of this game due to a internal disciplinary reason.
Yes. But Ratchford goes the wrong way and ends up probably isolating a defender on the line. And Brad O'Neill, like any good 9 would do, does seize that and targets him straight away.
I'm glad he added this string to his bow this year. I know he did one last year against London, but he's done a bit more.
He's had 2 or 3 this year.
Big lad, isn't he? Brad, he's a big lad for a 9. And
for me, it's the shoulders. He's a little bit short, but
he's strong.
stocky.
He sees Curry on the line there by himself, and he says, "I'm going to run over you."
This is an international forward.
I'm going to run over you, and if I don't run over you, I'm going to get as a good position on the 10-metre line, set up, near to a post. So I think he just sees it and goes for it. Yeah. Why not? It's not last tackle. You wouldn't do it on last tackle, but on fourth, it makes sense.
Yeah. Now, that makes it 6-6. Wigan give a penalty away with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And I try my best not to, as you could say, ref bash, to have a go at referees.
No.
But I think there's a couple of bad mistakes here.
A couple of dozen, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of dozen bad mistakes.
Yeah.
And all one way.
There are 3 that are going to stand out to me. First of all, we lost the penalty count 9-3. In a game that was...
yeah, and one of those was for kicking the ball out on the full. So it's 9-2, really.
Yes. Here, Field is catching a kick off a Sneed, 5-5 kick, 10-10 kick, whatever you want to call it. Goes up and claims it. Now, George Williams is deemed to be obstructed by Harry Smith. The rule is if you're allowed to run and block, you're not allowed to run into someone. So Harry Smith stops still in front of Williams, and then Williams runs into him. That is not obstruction.
No.
It's just not obstruction.
No.
Because you're allowed to protect your kicker.
Yep.
You're not allowed to knock someone out of the way running
this
for
was just not even a 50-50. This was just a complete mistake.
Yeah.
Complete mistake. I also noticed that Warrington have got a new tactic to avoid being put into touch, which is just to get another player to dive headfirst into one of the defenders.
Yeah, which you just can't do.
Who is obviously in a defenceless position, so yeah, can't do that. But that was allowed all game. Yeah.
To literally dive headfirst into a tackle that's being made.
Someone who's got their concentration on somebody else. Not good, that.
Should we talk about the 2 other big decisions that we had spotted at the game? Obviously, there was the knock-on from a kick. The referee gave that he didn't touch it in the field of play. He didn't touch it. He said that live. Wigan challenged it.
Yep.
Now, there was 2 massive indicators that this was touched by a Warrington defender. One was the fact that the defender put his head on his hands and looked like he wanted the ground to swallow him up.
Yep.
But actually, if you just watch the video, you can see his hand move.
You can see his hand move, yeah. You can see his fingers move.
And this was given as inconclusive.
Yeah.
And Warrington ball, and Warrington ended up scoring off the back of that. They didn't get a penalty.
You missed in between that the completely fabricated penalty for nothing to get them down the field. I think that this was keeping the game close.
Because the other one I want to look at is in the second half, 15 minutes in, Wigan make a tackle of one of the wingers. I think it was Josh Thewlis. Wigan put 5 men in, completely dominated a tackle, pushed him back 10 yards, and then peeled off and got set. Wigan have won that ruck. They've earned the right to slow it down. And that doesn't mean you can deliberately hold down for forever and ever and ever. But not one Warrington player appealed for a penalty of a slow play of the ball. And he just says that they've got the right for a quick play of the ball.
He said Warrington have got the right to have a quick play of the ball, which is ironic given how the play of the ball was refereed, in all of 2025, because it's been so slow for every team.
Yeah.
It has been painfully slow for every team all year.
But you earn the right. You don't just get given the right to...
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about the actual captain's challenge that we lost, where somebody put their hands on a forward who then dove to the floor theatrically like Ronaldo, and then got given as a late hit.
Yeah.
That was rewarded. play acting was rewarded, which it has been doing actually for quite a few weeks now. And we've sort of stamped that out of the game in the past, but we've got it back in. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about something in the Liam Leeds game which made my blood boil, to do with refereeing. Well, players kidding the referee.
Yeah.
Because I don't blame the referees for this. I actually think that the players are conning them.
Yeah. That was 8-6 at half-time. Yeah. We should probably move on from the ref talk. I feel like we've got it out of our system of this game.
Well, this is the time to do it because we won the game, so it can't be bitter.
Yeah.
We're not bitter about it because we won the game anyway. That's why it's one of my most favourite wins for a long time away from home, because it feels like we overcome a lot there.
8-6 at half-time. How are you feeling? I've got to say...
Confident.
I was really confident.
Very confident. Very confident. The only time they ever had a chance was when they got piggybacked down by a fabricated penalty or the interception.
And
that continued into the second half, by the way.
I watched the game thinking I wasn't worried about the bench. I thought our bench came on and we dealt with things really well. Sam Walters obviously really good in his comeback.
We're lucky to have Sam Walters because Junior failed a head test.
It's disappointing.
Disappointing for Junior, but obviously we had Sam Walters ready to take that position up, which is a good thing for us. I feel like just as Junior was playing a lot of games and didn't have a backup, and then he gets his backup ready, and then he has the head test failure, which is unfortunate timing, but that's just the way it is. That's the way the HIA protocols, they're there for a reason. Just an unlucky one, really, because he just got his head on the wrong side of the tackle. He got stepped or whatever. That can happen to anyone. That was just unfortunate for Junior. It wasn't foul play or anything. You know, sometimes you can be a bit annoyed when you play well, you're supposed to be a bit angry if your player fails a head test due to foul play.
Yeah.
But obviously it's more annoying than anger if he fails one just due to bad luck like this.
Yeah, you just think it's unlucky.
It's part of the game, unfortunately. Can't seem to get that sort of thing out of the game. There's always going to be a risk when you tackle them like that.
And this is the problem. We talk about head knocks and whatever, and everyone immediately goes to the high swinging arm and whatnot. But
it's the defenders are in the most danger.
I remember listening to Gus Gould talk about it. I think I've mentioned this before. And if you actually look at the statistics of head knocks, the majority of them are defenders going low and getting hips and getting knees catching the head.
And we want to lower the tackle height to avoid more HIs. They're just going to create a different problem, but we've been over this before.
Yeah. So let's go into it to the second half. Obviously, I would have liked to be a fly on the wall at half-time. I think there would have been a little bit of a let's go out here and prove it after some questionable calls that I don't think the lads would have been happy with.
Again, I'm going to quote him because he's on holiday again, but Lewis said the worst thing that could have happened for Wire is Kendall giving him every decision. Because I tell you what, it fired us up.
It fired the crowd up.
It fired the crowd up, particularly me, I'll be honest. I gave Ron Seal a bit of a word, and then I had to go to the water carrier for Warrington, which was not my finest moment.
No.
But he was talking to the ref, so what business did he have doing that?
But straight away from this, I think we just looked solid. We looked like we had a point to prove it. I remember turning to you in the second half and saying, that's that gear. I think we've just gone up it.
I think we upped it in defence.
Yeah.
People have been asking us to go through the gears. And I've seen a lot of people disappointed with this performance. I'm very pleased with this performance. Not because we put all the points on. We scored 5 tries. That's just standard. We've gone away to Warrington and dominated them without the ball. Yeah. When we've not had the ball, we dominated them. Yeah, with the ball, we did okay. We made 5 tries. Made a couple more chances. We won. Yeah. Whatever. That is what it is. Without the ball, we bullied them.
Yeah.
They only relied on penalties. Which
even with the ball, we scored 5. We probably blew 2 or 3.
They blew a lot though, didn't they?
Yeah.
They blew a lot. That one were filled.
But if you're talking about link-up play and their attack compared to ours, our attack was a step ahead of theirs in terms of smoothness, and you're still waiting for Bevan French to be added to that.
Well, that's the thing, and I know we talk a lot about attack. We always talk about the backs, but the backs need a platform, and we haven't got our best front rower either. We haven't got our best forward.
No.
Well, Luke Thompson, who are we're paying the most money for a reason. He's our best forward. for a reason.
And would walk into every Super League club.
Well, and some NRL ones.
Yeah.
He's just a good forward, isn't he? And you miss him. You miss him.
Remember, though, you're not allowed to miss players that are injured.
No. Especially now we've got some back for this game. We had Field back, of course, for this game, and Walters. I thought Cruz Lima made a difference off the bench.
Yeah, I wanted to mention his performance before we go into this. He didn't get seen in the first half.
No. But I've been critical of Cruz in the past. And perhaps not on here as much as off here.
Yeah.
I have been critical of Cruz in the past. Just because I don't think he plays to our system all the time particularly well. But I think in this game he really did. He added his style where he speeds the ruck up. Everyone notices and everyone calls for, and he goes himself when the time is right. He's good at that.
But I've said this about Cruz. There are certain times when you've got Harry Smith, Bevan French and Jay Field screaming for the ball.
Give it to them.
That you just have to give it them.
Yeah, but he was doing that this game.
Perfect. Exactly.
He was doing that this game.
And when he looked up and there was no markers, he just ran straight.
That's what I want him to do. This is the Cruz leaving. And I tell you who else was impressing me off the bench. Well, when he came for his second spell, was Tyler Dupree.
Yeah.
Now, I can't remember. Dupree started on the bench, didn't he?
Yes.
Well, and his first spell was good, but anyway, his second spell was really good. I was really impressed with his second spell. And Byrne, again.
Yeah.
2 games in a row, Byrne's been impressive.
Mm-hmm.
This is the bench I want to see. This bench. I know one of them will drop to the bench when.
Well, next week I think Thompson's
back. Yeah.
The talk is that he was back for Hull KR. That was the talk.
But Walters will be playing. So
what I mean is he probably starts, and I would suspect.
Well, last time he came back, Thompson was on the bench against Hull KR away.
He was, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, could see the same though. Be interesting.
Yeah, we'll
interesting. Should we dive into the second half? Jack Farrand, young halfback, still learning his game. He's obviously behind one of the best sixes in the league. I think me and you both agree that we think Farrand will be a 6.
Yeah.
Rather than a 7. I think he could do both, but
it's a tricky one right now, but I think he probably just, for me, he is more of a 6.
Yeah. So he's learning from the best that there is, Bevan French. In this league, he's the best 6 in the league. Alongside Mikey Lewis, who are both 6, I know.
And George Williams.
And George Williams. But he's learning behind Man of Steel winner, multiple grand final winner.
He plays a bit more like Bevan than George, though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think that's possibly his style. And I've actually been critical of I'm going to talk about Harry Smith for a second, critical of Harry Smith for almost trying to overprotect him. I feel like in the last, there's been few games where, we get into creative ball and he lets Bevan do his thing. He's tried to dominate everything.
I liked a point you made last week, actually, that I heard when I was editing the podcast last week. When in the past we've been missing French and Field, Smith has come for a lot of criticism for trying to do everybody's job.
Yeah.
And maybe he's had to. And another thing that I noticed when I was watching that Vegas game is how naturally Smith's game fit with the others. Yeah. And so it was good. I know you said last week that he seemed to trust Farrimond and Eckersley more in that Catalans game. He seemed to trust Field and Farrimond a bit more in this game. And Smith played Smith's game. And that's why he was so good. And that's why, if everyone's fit, we see the best of Smith.
Exactly. He can just direct play. Right, let me put Field in the right position. Let me put Farrimond in the right position to do their things.
I'll kick you to death.
And I'll kick you to death. I'll do the boring stuff. I'll defend really, really well.
On every fullback, halfback looks better off a pack that's dominant. Yeah. We know that. That's been true for the whole history of the game. Yeah.
But this try, obviously, comes from a Farrimond kick. Yeah. What I want to talk about is 2 passes, because I was really, really impressed.
It's again Smith trusting Jack.
Yeah. But I was really impressed with Walters' pass, go past Harry Smith, who then puts a really long pass into Farrimond. It just gives him time. He dictates, he puts the kick up. It's an attacking kick.
Yeah. We were worried about our kicks all day. since they dropped that first one, I suppose.
Yes, they did.
And for Duffy's faults, it's one of his strong suits. Is
Claim the ball.
being under the high ball, but returning it well.
But again, it's an attacking kick. I always say if Bevan's kicking from his own half, I'm worried. If he's kicking from the 40-metre line, I'm usually all right with it. And it's the same with Farriman. Smith does that long kicking and game management and possession-based stuff. Puts a really good kick in that allows Eckersley to challenge it. Eckersley, really good offload to Farrell. And
Farrell did so well. Hold him up for waiting for Farriman. And this is the good thing about this kick. I don't know if everyone knows this, but when a halfback puts a kick in for the winger to chase and the centre to chase, it's their job to cover that part of the field, the wing part of the field. I think there's a try. Tom Davies scored a try in the grand final in 2018, and you can see Williams in the background cover that. And that might be one of the first times I noticed. When a halfback puts a kick into the corner and everyone chases it, it's their job to cover in defence.
Yeah.
So it's Farriman's job to loop round and cover in defence. And then once he sees that we've claimed the ball, he then pushes up in support.
Well, I'm just going to point out to that, obviously because of how the video works, you won't be able really to see, right? But as Eckersley's about to claim the ball, about to jump for the ball, Farriman is 20 metres behind the player.
He'll be covering. Yeah, that's what he'll be doing.
And once it offloads to Farrell, he just gets on his back. He just does. And Eckersley talked about it in his post-match interview. Obviously, he won the Man of the Match award.
Yeah.
That Matty and Tommy try and put in us to trust our instincts and play what we see. And this is the same again. And one thing I will say about Farriman, I think there's areas of his game that he needs to improve and he'll need to work on. But one thing that you can't really teach is something that he has in abundance.
His instinct.
Just being in the right place. He has a knack of just being in the right place.
But you can have a knack for being in the right place. If I was there, I'd put the kick in. It would be a terrible kick. But if I had the talent, I'd put the kick in, then I'd cover it on the wing, and I'd go, oh, I might score there if I was in position. But thinking that and actually pushing up and making that 1% effort to get up there, bust a gut to get up there, and then still have the presence of mind to score it is another thing then, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Working hard and being in the right place at the right time isn't just an instinct, it's an effort area. Obviously, Jack Farriman scores in the corner. It was looked at and given by the video ref. Smith misses the conversion, and that turns it to 10 points to 8, winning. Yeah. 47 minutes.
Yeah,
this was the knock-on.
We've spoken about why Warrington have got a good ball there, not going over it again.
They get a penalty upfield, and George Williams, not been his best season.
Oh, I think he's been brilliant though whenever he's played.
But he's been really, really good. I don't think he's been his best, but I think he's been good.
His pack hasn't been as good as it has been in the past.
Exactly. And 25 metres out, when he's on an overlap, it's danger.
Game over. Williams just scores. He always has. For Wigan, for Canberra, for England, for Warrington. Williams gets the ball there. Just give him 4 points. Matt as well.
They get a 4-on-3 and he's running on the outside of Farriman's
just is a try.
Shoulder. Dummy.
They've got in that position there. Williams is just finishing that off.
Yeah.
He just is. Yeah. And I know French probably scores that and Lewis probably scores that. It's that kind of player. But we've seen Williams for 10 years, 9 years, for all those different teams I just mentioned. He just scores there.
Once he puts that ball under his arm.
Yeah. It's inevitable, but you can't stop it. That just is a try.
Yeah. Sneed misses the conversion.
Yeah.
Makes it 12 points to 10.
Oh, he missed a conversion from the touchline.
How dare he?
I know.
How dare he?
It's not like him.
No. Wigan then score in the 55th minute. Lehman gets the ball from 9 out to Ellis. We put that shape on. This time, though, there's no Field in the shape.
No.
Field's attacked on the left-hand side and hasn't got into position. Ellis hits Havard on a short ball.
The right edge just screaming for the ball here.
Yeah. But he hits Havard on a short ball on Sneed. Sneed, not the greatest defensive half. Allows an offload of Havard to Smith. And then again, it's bodies in motion. Farriman out the back. Kieran, Eckersley running up maybe 2 defenders with Farrell on a short ball. and Smith, this is where...
I've seen a lot of criticism for the younger Thewlis here for his missed tackle. I just think Eckersley's so fast and powerful that he's in a tricky situation there.
It's one of them for me. First of all, it's a great ball from Smith.
I think it would have been a good tackle.
Yeah. He tries his best, gets bounced off, but also you got to remember he's on the turn as well because he's dealing with Kieran on the inside.
I think it was a tricky tackle.
And you got to turn and make that tackle. It's so tough.
We were in the opposite corner.
Yeah.
We're from where all these tries were scored, unfortunately. And I was screaming for the kick for Cruz. Because you see him all queuing up in the middle of the park there. And I was screaming for him to kick to Cruz. And I think he just kicks it because he knows there's 3 players there. And who it sits up for, He says it's for Farrell. He said he saw Liam on the inside. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I think it's one of them. Just put it in the middle of them.
Just put it in there where all them Wigan players are and one of them will score.
Yeah.
You'd think, unless you leave it for each other.
But Farrell does what he's done all his career.
Yes.
Backing up on the inside.
Yes.
Grounds it. Really good finish. Smith converts to make it 16 points to 12.
No, you missed that one.
No, kick that one.
Oh yeah, that was the one he kicked, yeah, sorry.
A bit more infield. And then Wigan score again, Eckersley. That position that we talk about started off with a bit of a weird start to this play where Dupree gets a little bit of a shove and it's a little bit theatrical.
Yeah. And then Lehman, he's setting up a play, isn't he? Dupree's played the ball, so it's all a bit rushed. But actually, the skill to get that ball to where it needs to be under pressure there is pretty good from Cruz.
Yeah, Lehman to Farrimond to Kieran, and Kieran does really well to hold off his defender, Toby King. Toby King's a really good defender.
Yeah.
He does well to keep him at arm's length, drawing the winger, and it's a great pass to find Eckersley in the corner. Obviously, he doesn't convert, as has been talked about already in this game, but again, from the touchline. So there's 10 minutes left. 20 points to 12, sorry. 8-point lead. Really, really good position to be in. And now Wigan sort of start what they normally do. Box kicking. Controlling this game, and it's a Farriman box kick.
Yeah, well, turning the screw.
Yeah,
it's what we're
just
doing.
Building the pressure,
turning the screw,
and taking time off the board. More time off the board, more pressure. So box kick. Ratchford claims it 3 metres out, and he's tackled by Farrell, Kieran, and Eckersley. Just doesn't allow a quick play of the ball. You can't get any momentum.
You know what? I've just noticed something. We had for a while what was known as the golden edge, which was Williams, Farrell, Gildart and Burgess. Is that right? Maybe. I remember us once having a bald edge where we had Bibby and Marshall and Farrell. You're going to see now we've got a redhead edge there at Eckersley, Farrell again, and Kieran there. All 3 redheads there on that side.
Yeah. Well, bringing it out from yardage, Jake Thewlis, the other Thewlis brother, knocks on. And again, really good instinct play just to get it out to the winger who he knows is going to be in space.
Such a Farriman.
But yeah, he's on that wing position though. He's defending out wide.
Why is he there? Because he's covering the kick.
He's covering the kick. Eckersley's at marker. I think it's Farrell that throws in the pass. And he dives in and finishes.
Lehman, it rattles around Lehman's feet.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know where it is, and then he reaches down. And does he flick the ball up?
I think he flicks the ball to Farrell, and Farrell finds.
Right, yeah.
But again, this is a brilliant finish. We talk about wingers and centres doing it. I'd love to see how many players are actually practising things like this. Because you can imagine some of the props having a go in training and having a laugh. But you think that you're a second rower. Let's say Sam Walters playing second row. Could potentially have to defend at centre.
He's not diving into the corner like this. Look at the size of him.
No, I know. But Farman's clearly practised it. Bevan French clearly practised it. Great finisher. Field will clearly practice things like that. And it might only happen once a season. Jay Wardle, I think it's happened twice this season, but clearly puts the work in to be able to finish like that under pressure. And it's really good from Jack. A great finish. Takes it to 24 points to 12. Now,
Double for Jack.
yeah, double for Jack. 2 minutes left. Sneed puts a kick in behind. Field can't quite get there. Sits up funny. Knocked back. Pass from King to the winger Thewlis, and he gets in the corner.
Off the top of my head, they were down there again thanks to another really picky penalty.
Yeah.
And concede off a kick that bounces funny. Happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Happens. We get enough of those tries where a kick bounces funny.
Yeah, you probably get 10, 15 every season.
Yeah, and you concede about the same amount.
Yeah.
Just happens, doesn't it?
And that takes it to 24 points to 18. 15 seconds left. A little bit of movement.
Curry knocks on.
And Curry knocks on and they play the ball, and that's game over. Now, what I want to get at is, actually, overall, there was signs of improvement.
Yes.
I think it was a far better performance. I don't think it's there. I don't think it's where we want to be.
You motioned to me at the end of the game that you thought we were just getting on a bit of a roll.
That felt like a roll. Yeah.
I actually think it started against Catalan.
Yeah.
I actually think that second half against Catalan, bit of a roll. Snowball just gathering a bit more momentum, getting a bit more snow on it. Add a player here and there. I say add a player here and there. We're about to add our best player and our best forward to the team.
2 marquee signings.
Yes, 2 marquee players. Then we might add our big money winger. The ball might keep rolling. We might lose somebody else, but then Junior will be back.
Yeah.
But, that might just keep rolling now. And who knows? We might lose on Friday. But I'm fed up of hearing the talk on Twitter that we're going to get smashed by 30 points and we're not going to get near them. Fed up of seeing that.
Should we do a little bit of a preview of that game? But we're quite far out. It's Sunday still. We know Junior in December is not going to play.
We know Tyrone May's not going to play.
We know Tyrone May is not going to play.
We'll talk a bit more about who will replace him.
Should we start? Should we start with Wigan side of it first of all? It looks like Sam Walters will play left second row. I would be amazed if it wasn't Sam Walters.
Well, what side he plays on, I don't know.
That,
Might keep Farrell on that ginger edge and might put him back on the left, I don't know. Depends on Walters for me.
yeah. Well, Walters was keen to stay on the left hand side.
Yeah, but then he had his best game probably in the semi-final last year when he was on the right side. So
Yeah.
I'd think...
Let's say he takes one of them centre roles.
See what happens.
It does open a spot up on the bench
For Luke Thompson.
for, in my opinion, Luke Thompson. If Luke Thompson's is fit, we'll find out against Friday, so we'll find out Tuesday what the 21-man squad is.
Will we? No, Wednesday lunchtime.
Wednesday lunchtime, sorry.
Yeah.
2 days before. I always mix up that.
Yeah.
For me, that's a straight swap.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will be picked up on the disciplinary. I don't think there's anything like that to be picked up.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow, won't we? I feel like there was possibly Byrne might have had a high tackle that didn't get given. We'll see. You never know, do you?
We'll see.
You never know these days.
If Thompson isn't in the 21-man squad, I would suspect Harvey Hill comes in.
Yeah. He's the next cab off the rank.
Yeah. And I think that's where this game's won next week.
Bench.
Not necessarily just the bench, but the forwards. And Hull KR have beat us in the past. We beat Hull KR in the past. The one thing that's never happened is we've never been bullied by Hull KR's pack. For 80 minutes, we've stood up to them. We might lose a game, but we've never been bullied. Now, if Hull KR come here and the pack gets on a roll, I think that'll fill them with loads of confidence.
They'll win if that happens.
If they win this game, but they go toe-to-toe for us, and they have to stand up to our pack, and it's a close game, and they don't get to bully us, I still think they'll be nervous. The only way, I think, we can have a really bad loss if our pack gets dominated.
No, I agree.
Do you get what I mean by that?
I know what you mean.
We could lose this game, and Hull KR still be worried about us.
Well, I think...
They'll be worried anyway.
I think whatever happens, they'll be worried because we've been there and done that and shown that we can put a good string of performances together and win the grand final.
I think it's just that manner. We turn up, work hard.
I'm really looking forward to it. And that's because they've come into this with a bit of a question mark on their form, because they've been playing really well, but they've also been playing really terrible teams. Yeah. And so you don't know how good they are. Mm-hmm. We've been having the week off. We've had a good win against Warrington, a scratchy win against Catalan before that, a horrible performance before that. So we've come in there. I mean, there's talk of us being woeful was the word used by one particular publication, woeful, in second place. And
it's impressive, that, isn't it?
Without losing back-to-back games all year. And so it'll be interesting to see how we shape up. Mm. If we put a decent performance in, I'll be happy.
Shall we ever talk about Hull KR's potential squad changes? I know we're maybe going to talk about this in the news, but...
yeah, okay.
They've obviously signed Rowan Milnes on a 2-week loan.
Yeah.
They then played Castleford in the first week of that loan, meaning he can't play against his parent club.
Yeah, but also they can't play for his parent club, so Joe Westerman had to play 7.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care how many points you've scored. You should have 10 taken off you for the fact that you played Joe Westerman at 7.
Yes.
I don't know if they got 10 points.
I cannot believe
that Cass did it this week.
Have allowed that to happen.
It doesn't make sense.
Unless Hull KR have said, here, listen, there's 400 grand.
They've not.
They've not.
They can buy Rowan Milnes for half that.
But you get what I mean? Like, here's a big lump sum of money. It'll take for 2 weeks. Your season's over. Don't worry. Like,
but why would you not just do that the week after?
Exactly.
I don't get that at all.
Because you're hamstringing yourself, which I think says a lot about the mentality at Castleford. That's an alarming thing.
Who's half-back at Hull KR? Richardson,
who's injured, but they then sent out on loan.
But haven't they got any young lads? We wouldn't sign someone on a 2-week loan. You could put Broadbent in there, you could put Morgan in there and have one of your exciting young outside backs playing. For me, I don't know if he'll play. There's some Hull KR fans saying he won't play a game for them. He'll just run 13 on 13 training sessions. Well, I'm not being funny.
Usual time.
Willie Peters can do that.
Yeah.
He was a Super League half-back. Willie Peters can play for the...
Sean Kenny Dowell's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Kenny Dowell, New Zealand international.
You need someone to run 2s. There's no way you sign someone on a 2-week loan just so he can run opposed training sessions. There's no way.
Because obviously this meant a change in position for them. Artemore went and played in the halves, and Broadbent went and played full-back.
Right, well, that's fine.
With James Batchelor playing centre.
That's fine, you can do that. Although, why you wouldn't bring in your young centre who's flying down on loan somewhere that I can't quite remember, Booth. Why you wouldn't just bring him in, I don't know. But it's not my place to say. I just don't get why the Hull KR fans can't be right there. You can't have signed someone just to run a post training.
I would be surprised if Rowan Milne didn't play 7.
Yeah, very surprised.
Because then it is completely pointless bringing him in. That's such a weird thing to do.
I think it's pointless anyway, but yeah. Yeah. He's got to win you this game. Or at least...
certainly can't lose it, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they can't lose it if you don't play it.
No, true.
Just a weird situation.
Right. Before we move on and we take a break, I just want to mention a couple of player stats from the game against Warrington.
Yeah. I know, guarantee who you're going with.
Well, first of all is Ethan Havard, 30 tackles and 100 metres.
Brilliant.
Cade Ellis, 41 tackles and 100 metres.
That's what I knew you were going to say.
And Sam Walters, 30 tackles, just under 100 metres. Off the bench.
Very good.
We also had Liam Farrell made 98 metres. The only really strange thing was that not one of the backs hit 100 metres. Marshall was just short of him. Fields ran 103. Sorry, I should have said.
We had no breakaways really, though, did we?
No. But even Eckersley, who did get out in the open, wasn't that long in the open. Did a lot of his running chasing people. So...
we're in the hypotenuse line.
The hypotenuse line. Please, get that in at some point.
Well, I'd need to know the width of Warrington's pitch, which isn't standardised. So I wouldn't be able to work that out without that knowledge. So if Warrington's groundsman is listening, whoever that is,
please,
they'll have some sort of gimmick with it, won't they?
Please.
It was good to see though that Matt Duffy still was involved in half-time duties dressed in green, racing that guy.
Oh, I thought you meant when you went into the stadium, when you scanned your
Oh, the
ticket.
turnstile. Yeah, they're very good. No, that guy in green who was racing people. I thought that was Dufty.
I can't believe. Well, first of all, he didn't tackle him. Because once he caught me, I'm taking him out.
It was a race.
I don't care, I'm taking him out. I'll untie his shoes or
Well,
something.
apparently it was a Wigan fan.
Yeah.
Apparently. They asked him
Except
3
Warrington
questions.
Flyers.
They had gave him 3 history questions about Warrington Wolves, which he got them all wrong. Even though one of them was, where did Warrington and Wigan play this year? You can have any of the games. So all he had to say was Las Vegas or Newcastle and he would have got.
But we had to name the stadium.
Or did he have to name the stadium? Yeah. Then the second question, they put the answer on the screen and he still got it wrong. Because he looked at the wrong screen.
And the third one was the major sponsor, wasn't it?
No, I can't remember what the third question was. I think that was the third question was a genuine history question that's only some of the crowd would have got right. But what they had to do was run to one end of the field, pick up some washing, run back to the other end and put it in a washing machine.
Miami's not taking that. My hamstring's not taking that.
No, but you can see why Derek Beaumont gets so much praise for just for putting on entertaining matches when this is his competition.
Yeah.
Run over to the other end of the pitch against a guy dressed in a green morph
I'd just
suit.
rather not do it. I'd rather not have half-time entertainment.
Pick up some washing. I'd rather just watch the guys with a pitchfork hammering to the floor. That's terrible.
Yeah.
And the security guard looked like Ryan Mattison, so he was getting double duty, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Getting double bubble or Ryan.
Right. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got the news and what's caught your eye, Matty. Matty,
Yes.
You missed out on this. I had to take the honours of doing this last week.
I know, I sent you an eye catcher and you never used it. Well, you did talk about it actually, Herbie's injury. But
Yeah.
you used it in the news.
I think at that point we'd realised that it wasn't the 10 to 12 weeks
Yeah,
that
I
it was
suppose,
predicted. It was
yeah,
only
yeah.
4 to 6. But I'm going to send it back to you. It's your segment. What has caught your eye?
Yeah, first thing that's caught my eye is the discussion around Lewis Dodd, the South Sydney Rabbitohs, number 7, Lewis Dodd. His coach has publicly buried him. Uncle Wayne buried him in the press this week. Someone asked, is Lewis Dodd in bad form? Is that why he's not playing? And Wayne said, well, it might not be his form, it might just be his ability. You've got to look at that. Completely buried. Whether you believe it or not, last week he said he was free to go. This week he said he's not good enough. Whether you think that or not, you, as head coach, you can't say that. You were just telling me then that Wayne Bennett's a really nice guy. We were telling stories about Wayne Bennett doing nice things, and then we just realised we put in the eye catchers the Lewis Dodd situation. So, Lewis Dodd is... I mean, how can you stay at that club? He's got to move on.
I just think this is madness,
What's
right?
that, $700,000 a year?
Yeah, it's $600,000 to $700,000 a year.
So that's...
I'm sure I've read it's $2 million over 3 years.
So that's Bevan French money.
Yeah.
Yeah, 350,000 UK pounds.
Yeah.
So that's a bit less than Bevan French money, but not much less.
What I don't get right is before they signed Lewis Dodd, they'd already sacked the coach.
Yes.
The week after they announced this, they put pen on paper and signed Lewis Dodd. The week that they do that, they announce Wayne Bennett.
Mm.
And this is just clearly not a Wayne Bennett sign.
No, didn't even know who it was when they first met.
He just didn't want him.
No.
So why would you sign a mega money halfback knowing you're going to announce? You must have been thinking we're close to signing Bennett.
Yeah.
You've not signed him, and things have got so bad that you've had to then sack your coach.
Bennett probably wanted George Williams.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend that much cash. Anyway, my next eye catcher is Dolphins. They're now out, if you listen to the NRL media, because no team who's ever conceded 50 points has won the league. There's a team that's conceded 48, so maybe the magic number's 49, but they always say it's 50. Dolphins conceded about 1 million against the Roosters, most of them in the second half. They did have a very weak team.
I think there was 5 or 6
Normal
of
players.
the normal 17.
At that point, you might as well just treat it as a week off and play the entire second string.
Yeah.
If you're going to have that many missing.
There's them and the Rabbitohs at the moment are suffering on the injury front.
Tortured with injuries, yeah. So, I don't think they're out for any second I don't believe in this 50-point thing. But it is interesting. Maybe it will be broken, and maybe we'll be sitting there next year saying, well, if you put 70 points on someone...
Well, I was just going to say about this, right? You actually look at the teams. There's so many more points being scored.
There is actually a lot more points being scored than ever.
Like, the Dolphins beat Melbourne 42-22.
There's just
So
so many points scored.
you're saying they're 8 points away from...
If you like tries, then you're going to like the NRL. If you like defence, maybe don't tune in to that.
But do you know what I mean? Are you saying Melbourne were 8 points away from being able to win the comp? Like, that's mad.
Not right, is it?
Sydney put 38 on Penrith. Does that mean they were only 2 tries away from not being able to win it?
Yeah, it's false, isn't it, nowadays? It might have worked in the past, but now teams are scoring so many
The
points.
game's so quick now.
At will. This game's so quick, and the defences aren't as great as they used to be.
I actually think that they've just gone well too far. They've changed the pace of the game. I think defenders are that tired.
Yeah.
They're just making bad reads.
And diving into tackles. My last eye catcher was just generally, and this doesn't help with defence or attack really, just how dreadful the weather was the whole round. It was Indigenous round. And especially in Sydney, the rain was teeming down. And we tend to have a few weekends a year in the NRL where it just is, you just can't move. It's like monsoon weather. And they put kicks into the in goal and you just stop, and then someone slides in, puddles go everywhere. One did a Sol Campbell never-ending slide.
We watched the highlights before.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I can't remember what game it was. There was a kick put in behind, and I thought this ball was going to end up in, forget row Z, it was in row AX4. As far back as you can at the call. Right. And it just hit the floor, just stopped.
Yeah.
And then the attacker, it's so brilliant seeing that, with all the water's flying everywhere.
And again, cameras are so good in the NRL.
I'll tell you what, our game is so simple. Make the pitches wetter, so there's more splashing and more mistakes, and
Well, you could say that about any game, you know. Like, I think tennis would be improved.
Playing it in the rain.
If there was a 2 metre, maybe not 2 metres, maybe a 1 metre channel underneath the net. So you play drop shot, but it has to be crocodile infested. So if you play a drop shot and your opponent runs towards the ball, then do you go for it and risk the crocodiles, or do you hang back and concede the point? That could be a good tactic. What about if you set the cars on fire at the start of Formula 1? Would you drive fast to get out, or drive slow so it doesn't fan the flames?
To be fair, we have this conversation. I think we can make every sport better. Downhill skiing. Just set them all off at once. You can do whatever you want. Tell me you won't tune into that on Sunday.
How would you make car jitsu better?
Oh, don't.
Oh, I've got one for you as well, because I went on Lake Windermere this week, and there were some kids aura farming on canoes. You'd like that.
I love that. I love that.
You love that dance.
No, I genuinely believe every sport could be made better.
So what for rugby league? Just what would you do?
It's the perfect game.
It's already perfect. Yeah. Okay. So you don't believe Alex McKinnon that you should only get 3 points if you score off a kick?
Oh, that's so stupid. Sorry. That's in the news right in a minute. Why change? So just to be different and like say something that gets people to read what you've wrote.
Was it Gus that said every game should be worth maximum 20 points based on your winning margin? And if you lost by 20 points or lost by over 50, you'll...
No, it weren't Gus. It weren't Gus. It was him who you do all the impressions of.
Oh, Buzz.
Yeah. And it was like, if you lost by over 30, then you got 0. But if you lost by 29 to 25, you got 1. But if you got... Imagine that with Luke fixtures and you've got Salford.
Oh, no. You got Salford and Huddersfield as your Luke fixtures. Oh, no.
But if you won by more than 40, you got maximum
20
of
points.
20.
Your maximum was 20 points here. You could get 20 points on your rival if you... In fact,
Imagine on the last game of the season and like points are coming into it, whatever, who gets 4th or whatever, you're thinking, oh no, Leah beating Huddersfield by 14, but if they score again, it's another 5 points. Like, just stop with stupidity. Right.
Alright, so rugby league's the perfect game.
Yeah.
But we've thought of a way to improve everything else.
Yeah.
Football,
just at any point, right? When they got the building of all the Premier League footballs, one of them was just filled with paint.
What do you mean?
Like, painted it, whatever. You go up for anything, bang, edit, and just paint it everywhere. If Burnley are playing Leeds on a Thursday night, right? Tell me you're not watching that.
Just in case it's the
Just in case it's there, right? Open goal, oh yeah, edit in, bang, and it just busts everywhere. I'd watch every game at Premier League, knowing that could happen. F1, every racer gets, them spikes out of Greece. One lap a year.
What, you bought us here, spikes on your wheels?
Yeah. One lap all year.
You can change them tyres.
Yeah, so you might be the worst of F1. You might be at 20th, right? But you just go, last race of the season, I'm causing carnage. I will press it at the pits and just go rip everything up. Tell me you won't watch that. I've said downhill skiing. Set them all off at once. Are you going to try and get to the front of the pack and whatever and have people standing at your feet? Right, can we go on to the news?
Yeah, go on then.
You've already saw one of the news pieces, but not a lot gone on so far. First of all, Liam Knight out for the season. Big loss for Hull FC, that.
It is, yeah. He's a good player, and if they
takes the pressure off SAS.
If they were to make the playoffs, which they might do, they would have needed him.
Yeah. Joe Greenwood has signed a 2-year extension at Huddersfield.
Yes, it's the first time we've done a piece of Joe Greenwood news, and he's not been injured.
Yeah.
So welcome to him. He's been playing all right recently.
And finally,
been staying on the pitch.
Finally, it has been announced. Cumbria are going to play an international game with Nigeria.
Yep.
At Barrow on the 2nd of November.
Yep.
Are we going?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
I mean, I need to do the trifecta because I haven't said this yet, but I did go to Workington Town on Sunday last week, so I could do the 3 in one season. That would be good. And you can go to the NRL shop in Whitehaven and buy some Rabbitohs merch if you wanted. A load of Rabbitohs stuff in there. So I would definitely go to watch Cumbria against Nigeria, just because in what other sport would that exist?
It's just brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Cumbria versus Nigeria. Just think about that sentence. In Barrow. There's no other sport like it. Honestly. No other sport like it at all. Normally Cumbria play against, other counties. But not in rugby league.
No. Right. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll go around the grounds. So, we're going to go around the grounds. A few games that were actually quite important into Wigan's league position. We're going to start off with one probably the most important, Lee versus Leeds.
Yeah.
Now, we said last week, obviously, Matty, you were away, so I was doing it with Lewis. We both sort of suggested Lee should be the ones winning this at home in the form that they're in. Leeds, not the greatest form, losing to Saints, losing to Wakey. And beating Salford in the middle of that. So we fancied Lee, but we both sort of said there was an underdog feeling about Leeds here. And they always seem to win games that you think they probably shouldn't. When you fancy them at home to beat one of the top 4, they seem to lose that. And they're a bit unpredictable still at the moment. They're a much more consistent side, but they've still got that element of inconsistency. And they showed that in this game.
Well, it felt to me like, very much like the Warrington game, where Lee came back from behind to win, where the last minute with the Owen Trout try that you spoke about. But Leeds had a bit more smarts about them to hold on to the lead, and they scored that crucial try at the end to kind of kill the game off. So I do think Leeds were good value for this win. I'd want to talk about the Harry Newman thing straight away with the challenge.
Right, so if you've not seen this, Harry Newman cops a little bit of a high tackle. It's caught him around the chin. Referee's not seen it and not given it on the last tackle. So that's now the last tackle. You can't challenge something that hasn't been given. So Leeds can't challenge.
To be stopped.
Yeah, the Leeds can't challenge that high tackle call because it was not given. But what Harry Newman does is then have a go at the referee. verbally abused the referee.
Yeah.
The referee penalises Harry Newman for dissent.
Yeah.
The game's then stopped. Leeds then challenged the high tackle. There's two things I want to say on this. One, that is ridiculous.
Well, first of all, can I just say, when teams were holding down on purpose, Saints did this once and Catalan did this once, when you hold down on purpose, so the referee gives a penalty so you can challenge it, that's one thing I disagree with. This is so much worse.
First of all, it's completely wrong. The outcome of this should have been, challenge successful, it was high. You're still being penalised because it's dissent.
Dissent should override any other.
Yeah, it's the thing that we pride our game on. And looking back at it now, how many of them might pick a 2-game ban up for dissent to a referee? Only won the penalty because of it.
You're asking for trouble. This. So what you're doing is you're either going to have people showing dissent and challenging, like this was, dangerous precedent that was allowed to happen.
Yeah.
Which is within the rules.
I don't think it's ever happened before.
No, but it's within the rules.
Which no one expects.
It's a loophole, but it's within the rules. Or refs are going to have to start ignoring dissent.
Which he thinks he's going for a penalty.
Yes, which is another problem.
My biggest issue here is how is he allowed to challenge it? Because it's not been given for a high tackle.
No, but he's allowed to challenge anything provided the game has stopped.
I don't think that's wrong. Because you can't, for me, you are challenging the referee's decision. And the referee's decision was dissent.
Yeah, but he wasn't challenged. You can challenge anything as long as the game stopped. That's the rule. That's why you can challenge.
So what you're saying to me is if Wigan knock on, we can challenge that there was an offside in the defensive line.
In theory, yes.
Well, let's just do it every tackle because there's always someone offside.
Provided that that the game was stopped for a scrum rather than an advantage.
Yeah, so if you drop the ball and then picked it up.
Which is another silly thing. If you drop the ball and the other team takes advantage, but you haven't dropped it, then you can't play on. But if you drop it and it's a scrum, then
or if you drop it, they pick it up, and you deliberately hold down to give a penalty,
then you can do it. That's what Catalan did, and Saints have done.
It's just
because it was ripped.
That's just not right.
That's what Huddersfield should have done when they were losing to Lee. And the ref gave 6 again back in the day. Remember when they challenge? They said that was at the early time of the challenge. They didn't know these nuances yet. On a lighter note, though, you were impressed with someone. I know it was normally my segment, the Monster Big Man Hard-Working Index Man of the Week, not sponsored by Monster Energy yet. Last week I said to you that it was Paul Vaughan, the Mahogany Monster of the Week. This week...
I couldn't say that. I just couldn't do it.
Cooper Jenkins. You want to give it to Cooper Jenkins for Leeds.
Yeah. I think Samuel Sawney in this side picks out a lot of praise because of his impact off the bench. I think there's some very, very good forwards for Leeds.
I made the case for Morgan Knowles on this, but then he had a try and a try assist, so it's a bit too flashy. It's not really what the Monster Energy Big Man of the Week, not sponsored by Monster Energy, was not made for.
But my point around picking Cooper Jenkins was you look at this side and a lot of people pick up praise. Samuel Sawney, Aletsky, the 2 second rowers of McDonald and Gannon.
Oh, Callum Watkins is unbelievable. What a signing he's been.
But go back and look at Cooper Jenkins' game. In it, 34 tackles, 100 metres, steady. But look at the tackles he made. He made 2 or 3 big tackles on his own line.
Yeah.
Where he dominated the tackle and just allowed the Leeds line to set. And I just think...
I liked a lot of what he did as well. Like he was taking carries back in through the middle to set them up on a post and stuff like that, which you might not see on the highlights. If you watch the full game, you might think, oh, that's a good run. And then you think it again and you think, oh, it's the same player again, that.
I would also say, if you look at the highlights of this game, I think there's 2, maybe 3 tries where if you watch the minute before it, he just sets Leeds up perfectly. Was really, really impressed with him. Oh, not a big name. Didn't come over with a big reputation.
No, you don't.
And he's just doing a job. Doing a job and he's doing it well. And I think that deserves some praise. Yeah, Lee. Not the end of the world for Leeds, you think?
No, it's not the end of the world at all.
They're still in 3rd. But still 1 point clear of Saints and Leeds. The biggest issue is their points difference.
I don't think that matters because they've got the extra point from the draw.
I know, but if you end up...
So the points difference won't matter because there's not going to be another team on an even number apart from Hull, and they're going to be ahead of Hull.
So that's the interesting one. They can't finish fourth, really, can they? They would have to have one win and one lose, and it's an unlikely situation, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Or do you think that gives them the benefit of finishing fourth?
I don't get what you mean.
Well, if Saints or Leeds win...
They're going to be ahead of the other one.
Yeah, they're still ahead of the other one on points difference. So that
But
draw...
not because of the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a weird one, isn't it? It's not often we see draws in Super League.
No, it throws off the
I suppose the same could be said for Hull. They've got the extra point on Wakefield
yeah,
and Warrington.
it throws off the whole league table. But then if you win that game, obviously you got 2 points. So
Interesting. Right, next game was also on Friday, same as us. St Helens went to Wakefield, beat them 34 points to 4.
this was a great performance from
Yeah.
St Helens. Really, what they needed.
They've been criticised for not being creative, for not scoring the points. They've gone and done that this week, and I don't think you can criticise them for it.
No, Sailors found his feet eventually, and now they got Carl Felt back. We always knew he was going to be a try scorer, and he is.
And a good goal kicker.
Yeah, decent goal kicker.
On the Sailor front, do you think this is a weird situation in terms of... I don't think he played the NRL at 6. Whenever he came in, he was on the wing or a 1. Same with us with Bevan when he first came. We gave him the number 6 jersey.
Actually, Jay Field played more at 6 and 7 than either of them.
Yeah.
And yet he's the one who doesn't play there.
And he plays at full-back. I
think that nowadays in the NRL, the stars of the fullbacks, it's quite interchangeable as well, 6 and 1 for them. So I don't think it matters too much. Obviously, he played well in this game. And the criticism St Helens have had is that they've only beaten the so-called easy teams. Well, this weren't an easy game. This was away at Wakefield. It's a tough place to go.
Yeah.
Wakefield pretty good at home recently, and they've got the win.
They need somebody's back Wakefield, don't they?
Wakefield do need somebody back, yeah. The main talking point was the George Delaney sin bin.
Lewis mentioned this a lot on the podcast. And he's probably annoyed that he's not here to say this again. Mitigation. I'm okay with them saying there's mitigation if you then give the reason why.
No, he said the reason, but it didn't make sense. The reason was that it wasn't high level force. But if you're off your feet swinging your arm, that's surely
direct. Was it shoulder to head?
Yeah,
it's just wrong.
That is high level force. I don't think we're going to see any more red cards.
If you don't give that red, then I'll be amazed if you can give anything else red.
Apart from a pile driver.
Yeah, and punches and
punching someone, pile driver.
But for high contact,
for a high shot, think about some of the high shots we've seen get reds in the past. We always go back to the Joe Shorrocks one.
I'm amazed.
How is
Joe Shorrocks?
Harrison got one. Harrison got one, a very similar situation.
How is Joe Shorrocks's 2 years ago in the Challenge Cup semi a red?
Or Burn in the Good Friday last year.
When this isn't.
Yeah, well, they've changed the rules without telling us.
Yeah.
Must have done. They must have changed the rules on what high level force is. And again, I'm not blaming the referees. They're obviously reading to a manual.
Yeah, they've been told what to do.
But I think that it might be confusing them as much as us. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
I possibly agree on that. That they're being told so much, and rather allowing these experts to judge it, almost being shoehorned in to give certain decisions. Right, move on from that. Good win for Saints. Are they due Wells be back soon?
Well, we don't really know because they originally were due him when they played us, but then they said he was ahead of schedule. But then the game against us is only 3 weeks away, so surely he'll be soon.
If he's ahead of schedule, then
yeah, he'll be soon.
Be interesting what they do with him. Certainly.
Oh, well, you have to play, but I suppose the luxury is because they've been playing well, you can ease him in.
But I mean, if Sailors found his form at 1?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I always said Wellsby could play centre. I think he got well in.
Could you do Wells? Is Lomax and Mbite in the halves currently? Could you have Lomax and Wellsby in the halves?
Yeah.
are you then dampening your best player by playing him out of position? I don't think you can do Lomax and Sailor in the halves.
So it's already been proven not to work.
Yeah, so then you say...
Because they'd agreed that Sailor was going to play on the wing, hadn't they, while Felt was out.
Yeah.
And the Wellesby injuries meant that he's gone back there.
I know what they'll do. Murphy's not fit, is he? So Sailor will replace Dagnall on the wing, and Wellesby will play
Who's
one.
been doing really, really well in the last...
Yeah, he's been doing well. I know he's been doing well, but he's not on very much money, and Sailor's on loads of money, so he has to play.
Yeah, hate that. Hate that situation.
That's just the way it is, you know. Sailor's been playing well as well, so...
Right. Hull KR, Castleford.
Yeah.
Hull KR win 36 points to 6. We talked about this. The loan move.
John Westerman 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe Westerman played 7 for Castleford.
Yeah.
Because they agreed to loan the...
Starting 7 and goal kicker to Hull KR, their next opponents.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
I don't understand it.
There is no logical sense that any club that's...
They didn't even pick Andy Jukesy.
I know.
Terrible.
I know. My dad got dropped.
Didn't even pick your dad again.
Been dropped. Late for training.
Unlucky Andy. Back at Workington for you.
My point being is I know they can't make the playoffs, Castleford. But you put a decent performance in, you'd still have better points difference than Catalan. You could fancy yourself to finish 9th.
You could get single digit for the first time in a long time.
In a season that's not gone great and you've sacked your coach, finish 9th. It gives you something to build on.
They need to announce a new coach. It's not said who it is, have they?
No.
I'm sure they said they were going to say it soon.
They're looking at an NRL fella from what I've heard, but but my point being is
they just need to say who it is so they can start to get planning.
I just think, how little do you respect yourself to loan out?
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm never going to get it.
I don't think anyone gets it.
I didn't realise quite...
Do you reckon Rowan Milnes gets it?
No.
Why have I been sent to Hull?
Well, to be fair, he used to play for them, so...
Yeah, but it's not like...
He's not been sent to Mars.
I know, but
he would have played in this game. So instead of playing 7 and goal kicking, you're now just not playing. Because you now play for the other team for 2 weeks. And then after that,
in a game you can't play in,
yeah,
and go and play against the champions potentially.
And then in the next time after that, those 2 weeks are done. Then the main lad's back from the suspension for questioning the integrity of a match official in the game. They won by 60 points.
It's going to be. It's really interesting for Hull KR because they've sent out Danny Richardson on loan for the rest of the season. They can recall him.
Why don't they just recall him for this?
He's injured.
Oh, is it?
So they sent him out on loan when they announced Rowan Milnes was coming in. And once he's finished his rehab, he's then going to be available for his loan team.
Well, they had Morg in the halves and with Lewis. They're a bit similar for me.
I don't think Morg's a 6.
Good players, but I don't think that's a 6 or 7 you could have. And then they had Broadbent a fullback.
But my major point being is what are you going to do? If you pick up an injury towards the end of the season with the playoffs, you can't go and re-sign Rowan Milnes again.
No, but you can bring Danny Rich back.
I want to send him out on loan.
Don't know. The weird one, that. I don't know why he didn't just play in this game, Danny Rich.
Right. Huddersfield beat Catalans.
Yes.
In
the show goes on for Catalans.
Can't carry on like
this.
It
can. Yes, it can. The show carries on. Catalans. Oh yeah, eye catcher was Sam Tompkins' shoes on Thursday. Crazy though.
I'm just looking at the form guide because it's brilliant. Huddersfield have won 4 of their last 7.
Wow, dizzy heights, and they almost beat us.
They almost.
Oh
beat
no,
us.
that wasn't.
No, that wasn't the one where they nearly beat us.
That was in Dewsbury.
That would have been 5 from 8 if they beat us at Dewsbury. They lost to Wakefield easily. And they got butchered by Catalan in Catalan, 32-0. So,
yeah.
One apiece there.
Yeah, you could say, the Catalan and Huddersfield gone with home advantage is basically the same as the Good Friday every year.
Yeah.
Those two teams are just exactly the same. So we're going to say it. Catalan lost against Huddersfield. Next. A game that means nothing to anybody. Next.
I bet you're really glad we're going to talk about this. Hull beat Salford on Sunday.
There was actually a moment where we were going to record this last night and just pretend Hull had already won. But we didn't do that because of the integrity of this podcast.
And you know what I said we would say? I said, well, Hull did what they needed to.
Yeah.
Salford, what else can we say about them?
Well, we could say something interesting this time in that the team met for the first time this morning.
Yeah.
In a very sort of...
But we knew that yesterday.
Rest of the world versus England benefit match. The team met over breakfast. That's a very...
Because you're better on computers. Can you get the Exiles shirt and change it for Salford?
They actually got up to squad number 63 with Brad Dwyer wearing Josh Butler's famous 63, presumably in homage to his 2019 World Cup performances.
Obviously.
That's why he chose number 63. Nothing to do with the fact that he was the 63rd player to play for them this year.
I don't have words left. I really don't. It feels inevitable that the season's going to be tarnished by this. Whenever you talk about the 2025 season, you go, oh yeah, it's the one that Salford won one game and pretty much every week conceded 60.
We'll remember this one for when everyone loaned them a player.
Yeah.
To make sure
you know what? I feel like this is going to be like on some trivia at some point. How many squad numbers did Salford use in the 2025 season?
Yeah, maybe.
Is it 83 or 97?
Do you think they'll go higher than 63? I think they will.
Well, you look at the loan signings that they've got. Everyone's sent them on 1 or 2 week loans.
Yeah, so
what I suspect is in 1 or 2 weeks' time, they're going to send a different batch of young kids.
Do you see what the RFL did to them? Because they changed the 21-man squad and they added players to it. They took an interchange off them.
Just give them an extra one.
Just give them an extra 8. Doesn't matter, does it? Just let them play the 18th man. It just doesn't matter, does it?
Just let them all play at once.
Let them all play. Let all of them play. All the players that are registered to Salford, let them all play. Let Paul Rowley play. At this point, what else could you do? I bet Thingy could still lace them up. Hegarty, their assistant. I bet he could.
Listen, there's that many loan things, and I know the talk was like they can't play all their academies because if they play 2 games, then they have to get a minimum Super League contract and all that. Like, the way we're going to run out of players in Super League that can't play 2 games. So I'm waiting for a phone call.
Oh, you think you could get 1 or 2 games or 1 game?
I've already asked for 163 as my squad number.
Oh no, he can't get to 100. No, he can't. We can't have Rishab Pant 100.
They're going to reset it. They'll just stop printing numbers.
They're going to minus numbers.
We have had every story this week that they didn't have a coach because they owed money to the coach company, so they weren't going to provide one. By the sounds of it, someone has paid that off.
Yeah, someone paid that off. I don't know who.
The kit was being held hostage because the kit man left because he wasn't getting paid on time. He couldn't get a new kit man because who would agree to a job there at the moment.
So they were putting it in the laundry company.
Yeah, and then they weren't. They had too big of a bill.
It's sad, isn't it?
I've never.
It's so sad. The owners were actually at the game.
Yeah, do you think you sit there going, oh yeah, get in?
Another loss. I think they do. I think at this point they wanted to go to administration.
But why? They're still going to have all the issues of the
Yeah, but then they could rebrand it as Manchester.
But you could rebrand it anyway and try and win some games.
Yeah, but I think,
unless they believe the genuine only way in my mind that this works, and the owners are getting something out of this, is if they think it's easier to just start a new club.
That's why I think they wanted to go into admin, so they can start a Phoenix club like Rangers did at the bottom league and build them up. There's enough players in the Northwest that are League One winning standard probably that you could win. You could buy League One straight away. That's your first hurdle done. You could just buy League One. In the Northwest of England, you could buy League One. Then you're into the Championship. That's a tougher ask. But then by then, if you could put 3 or 4 decent seasons together, you might be thinking, actually,
we've already got set up for licensing.
Yeah, licensing. You might be getting a license. That's the stupidest thing in the world, but you might be getting a license.
But that would then suggest that they're thinking long term here.
Well, they're not thinking short term. Are they?
They can't be thinking long term. Not like a kit man.
Well, they're definitely not thinking short term because they're
Not being able to go to a laundromat.
They're struggling to fulfil 6 fixtures, so they're not thinking short term. They took over, and they said they've
Do you
got.
reckon they owe money to the phone company? Because how many phone calls must they get on a Monday morning? Putting them out. Do you have anyone available?
Yes. Can such a body play for us this week? Hello, Chris Redlinski. Can Taylor Kerr play for us this week? Yeah, all right. Can Harvey Hill? No. Can you? Oh. Well, I hadn't thought about that.
I'll lace them up again.
How good a shape is Dennis Betts in?
Do you reckon Kyle Amos had a ring? Like, you're doing the Channel 4 commentary. Do you want to say that you're staying in the Super League? Yeah? Like, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
It's a mess, that's what it is.
And I don't want to go back to the start of the season when they came in and
Paul
Rowley went on Sky and said, we've got the keys to the Ferrari, but we're not being allowed to unlock the garage.
So I saw, round 2 they were allowed to play everyone, weren't they?
Yeah.
And I saw a video of them copying Penrith Captain's Run. You know, where they run out with a boombox and Brian Toto sprays everyone with water and all that stupid stuff. Yeah. That's fine for them, yeah. And it was all the superstars, the squad that got them 4th last year. And I thought, oh my goodness, think about the players Salford had at the start of the year. And they were all at different clubs. I couldn't believe it. And then just as I was thinking that, Mark Sneed walked out. I thought I forgot about him.
I just remember the start of the season being told about these investors and
They've got the money, they've just not got it yet. It's tied up, and
it's tied up.
That must have been.
Why are we doing all these checks? And I'm getting criticised for Super League wanting to do all these checks on the owners and not getting it through faster.
Oh yeah, remember that?
Do you remember all that?
Yeah, I remember that now. That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
What must it feel like for a Salford fan? I know they got behind the team. Well, they've got behind the team all year. Fair play to them for that. I would as well. But they must find it difficult.
Do you reckon you have to have team sheets saved on your phone so you can check it?
Well, I don't think it matters at this point who's actually playing for the team, as long as they're in red.
Did you see the Salford team announcement? How are they all sponsored?
No, I thought that. I think they probably just got like Sam Stone sponsor and give it to somebody else.
Yeah,
because them companies have paid money, haven't they, for the full season? But the last thing you need is giving them all that money back.
We don't have it.
So whoever's number 12 times that by 3, and that number now gets that sponsor.
No, number 36 didn't play.
All right. That's so lucky for the Sam Stones all sponsor them. But I just think it's.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm glad some of our lads got a run out.
But for what though?
It's just for playing in that level and defending at that level. That's the only benefit.
But it doesn't last very long because you can't last 90 minutes when you barely know the man to the side of you. Well, you don't know him. Never mind barely, you don't know him.
Yeah.
This doesn't have a happy ending. I've said all year, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for a happy ending. There isn't one anymore. I can't see one anymore. Unfortunately. And I as a concept and as a brand, I'm a huge fan of Salford. And I thought, for the longest time, they needed to be in our league, expanded or not. And now, I can't see it happening. And I also think that gives, unfortunately, that gives a bit of a get out of jail free card for some of our clubs from over the Pennines that have offered nothing to the league for a while, when Salford have been to finals and have finished in the top 4. And now they're going. They must be going. Let's be honest, they must be going. Now they're going, and we're adding 2 teams. Those clubs are going to get away scot-free.
Yeah.
And again, I want those clubs. I'll say who they are. You know, Huddersfield and Castleford.
You've got to do more.
I want them in Super League, but I want them to earn it, not be there because they've always been there.
Yeah. I'm just... I sat here listening then for a second. I don't have words to say. It's got one, how upset and angry everyone must feel who's related to Salford, because I can only imagine how bad I'd feel if it had happened to Wigan.
Yes.
But it's beyond a joke.
At this point, it must just be numb. At this point, just no feeling anymore.
Yeah.
Can't be anything but.
Yeah. Right.
We'll leave that on ourselves and not.
Yeah.
I'm on holiday now.
I'm trying to think of a way of not ending the podcast on that note.
We won. So
the standings: 4 points behind Hull KR.
Yeah.
Play them next week. Win. And we're within 2. Obviously, points difference is not our friend.
No, it's not. That's well, thanks to the loot fixtures.
Yeah. Saints, Leeds, that is really hotting up for who's going to get the home games.
We just need to hold them off. We need to hold them off. Priority A1 is avoid an away game, finishing the top 2.
That's what I mean. I think the fixtures for 3, 4, 5, Saints and Leeds, sorry. That's really hotting up because one of them isn't going to get a home fixture.
Yeah, that's true.
One of them will finish in 5th and have to travel to
Who needs the home fixture the least?
Leeds.
You think?
I think if Leeds will fill out any away end.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Very loud. We've been there when they played them at our place.
Saints will as well, though.
Saints will, but I don't think they're as loud as Leeds.
Lee need the Leopards Den, don't they, really, for that first game?
Well, I was going to say, vice versa. Who do you think home advantage will give most benefit to?
Lee.
Yeah?
Yeah, Lee.
If all these were played at neutral venues, no fans.
No fans? Oh, no fans. You got no fans?
Who are you thinking?
Well, I think they'd be really even games, all 3 of them.
I think I favour Lee. I think Lee would just...
Yeah, maybe.
But...
Maybe like those smoke machines, they might not play as well.
But it swings and roundabouts, and it's telling.
And we've already said we like Wakey for that last spot, although...
Wakey, for me, they're just... I'm worried about them for injuries.
Wakey have got Salford, Cass and Huddersfield left in the last 6, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just target them 4 games. If you win them 4 games, you'll be in.
Yeah. That's fair.
And Hull can't catch you because you don't play against them. So I think Wakey should be in. Target them 4 games.
We're ruling Warrington out now.
Warrington, you are out. Sorry, I forgot to do that before. Warrington, you are out.
Yeah, I've got to agree.
Well, don't rule them out too fast. I did see a tweet this morning that said if they win 9 of their remaining 6 games, they'll make the playoffs.
I've never thought of that, you know.
Yep, no. Warrington, you are out.
On that note,
Trophyless again.
We're going to take a break. Sorry, that's the end of the podcast. We're not taking a break. We're coming back after this.
Take a break for a week.
I will hopefully see you next week. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.